Hello everybody, Chris or Koryakin here. Today's video is going to be about chords. It's actually going to be part of a series of two. The first one, this one, will be a little bit more basic, and then the second will get into some more advanced concepts that allow you to have lots more fun with it. In order to understand this, you're going to need to know the absolute basics of the names of all the notes and how to write a scale, a major and minor scale. So if you've never seen anything like that before, definitely something to work on. Oh, let me pop up my keyboard over here. And so you're going to need to know this, because we're going to use all of those notes. So here's the notes of the major scale. It's a little bit low. We'll put it in this octave. Here we go. All right, let's see what we got. All right, notes of the major scale. Pretty straightforward. If we're in Clandler notation, or if you want to see the letters, we've got C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and that would be the upper octave C. I am writing them out like this for a particular reason. Let's actually do the octaves separate like that, and then we don't really need this one because it's just the same as the one above there. Okay, if we're going to give numbers to all these, this one would be C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then by the time you get to 8, you're back around again to C, where you started. If you're going to use these numbers particularly, I'd call them scale degrees, as in E is the third scale degree of C. C is the first scale degree of C. There's your terminology if you want to know it. The other thing you're going to see is I'm going to use Roman numerals to talk about the actual chords. So when you see Arabic numerals, I'm talking about scale degrees or individual notes. When you see Roman numerals, I'm talking about chords specifically. All right, so let's get back over here. To construct a chord, you will take a note, any note, skip one, take the next one, skip the next one, and take that one. So if I was going to do it this way, I'd remove those two. We don't need these. Put them together, and we get this. It's a triad. Triad, try, three notes. It's pretty straightforward. You can do a triad on any note, but we always construct it the same way. So let's start here on 1. Actually, no, let's make sure we go over here. C, our triad is C, C, E, G, and since this is Clandler notation, we'll put them in square brackets. And do a little pause afterwards there. Similarly, if I was going to do D here, I'd start on D, skip one, take that one, skip one, take that one, put it there. Put them together, and we get... Now, obviously, that sounds a little bit different. So this first one, that is a major chord, so I will call it capital I, or capital uppercase Roman numeral 1. All right, next one would be D. We've got D, F, and A. Put them in square brackets, put a P4 afterwards, so that it doesn't play at the same time as the next note. That would be 2, because it's based off of scale degree 2. I would put it a lowercase Roman numeral 2 there, because that is minor. Okay, I'm not going to go through the rest of them. Hopefully you can figure them out on your own, or if you want to, on E we have minor 3, on F we have FAC, which is of course uppercase 4 because it's a major chord. G, we've got G, B. Now we have to get into octaves there. And I'll just put this here so it goes back to where it's supposed to be. This is uppercase 5 because it's major 5. A, C, and E. Close that. P4. Minor 6. And then B is the weird one. B, D, and F. P4. Oh, I need to remember to do that. And that I'll do 7, and then... Nope. Oh. There we go. You'll see there's a little tiny degree sign there because it's not major or minor. It's diminished. Here. take a look to how it sounds. I'll put this one in just for fun. And this wouldn't be 8. This would be 1 again, because it's still the exact same as the first one, even if it's in a different octave. All right, let's see how it sounds. Oh, I forgot uppercase C there, and then there. Let's listen one more time. Okay, that is your palette of colors to work with. If you were a painter, those are the ones you want to work with. But the thing is, not all chords are created equally. There's 3 basic classes of chords. I call them tonic, dominant, and predominant. Tonic is sort of your home. It's when you're there, you feel nice and happy, everything is safe and fine. Scale degree 1 goes in there. So major 1 goes in tonic. Dominant, yeah, I'll do uppercase here. Why not? Has 5, and then predominant has 4. Let's just hear how that sounds before we get into anything else. Here is our 1. Oh, come on, wake up, piano. There's our 1. Okay, that's home. 1, 5, 1. You hear this all the time, all the time. But what happens if we put something before 5? Here's the 4, and then 5 and 1. See, very familiar, works really, really well. I mean, it's a cliche, but it's a cliche because it works. Predominant chords want to go to dominant chords. Dominant chords want to go to tonic chords. What happens if you go the other way? You get this feeling of, we've gone somewhere, but we're not home. It's a little bit unstable. It feels like it needs to resolve. And that kind of works. Oh, so I was hiding the keyboard. Oh, that's too bad. Here, let's try this one more time so you can see what I'm doing. C, G, F, then C again. So that's 1, 5, 4, 1, and here's 1, 5, 4, 5, 1. 1, 5, 4, 5, 1. All right. But if that was all we had, life would get super, super boring. I mean, it works for old school rock and roll, but that's because they're trying to go for something other than complexity. They're trying to go for dance music, and for that, simplicity is important. Okay, what happens if you try and go home, and then you go to the wrong place? Oh my gosh. Minor 6 is a tonic chord. You can always go to minor 6 when you would normally go to 5. Instead of 5, we also have another dominant chord, which is 7 diminished. Oh, there we go. That diminished chord has this crunchy feel to it. It's got more dissonance in it, which is sometimes exactly what you want. And you start having to think about voice leading, like that F really wants to go down to the E. So if I was going to play this, works better than in fact, the B wants to go up to the C, the F wants to go down to the E. We can talk about voice leading another time. Predominant. The other one is 2. So we have 1, 5, 2, 5, 1. So if you're finding yourself stuck in the rut of always using the same chords, you're always using 1, 5, and 4, you can throw in 2, you can throw in 7, you can do whatever the heck you want to. But of course, we have 7 of these and one of them's missing. And the one that's missing is the odd one out, 3. 3 doesn't exactly fit into any of these. 3 kind of only goes to 6. It's a little weird. Here's 1 to 3. Well, you know, I don't know about that. Like, all of a sudden, I'm thinking... Okay, I have to write this out to show you. Okay, so let's go with here. See, 1, 4. Oh. A little bit more time, sorry. Oh my gosh. Calm down. Oh, no, that should be minor. Now let's see how this sounds. Three kind of goes to different places. When I was playing it before, I felt like almost like the 3 wanted to go up to the 4. But that's because of the voice leading. Like this top line works really, really well. This jump and then going down here doesn't really work super well. Like all these chords going in the same line like this doesn't sound super well. Doesn't sound super good, if I can speak English properly. You might want to start thinking about using inversions, which is where you take your note and just move it to a different octave. So now we have this. But now we have this upward line, and we really want to have that up there for A minor. So this is C, F, E, A minor, or 1, 4, minor 3, minor 6. And that works, but that almost works because of this melody line rather than the chord itself. Basically, what it comes down to is experiment with 3, see what you can come up with, but it doesn't super follow the rules. Like, it doesn't jump into one of these categories nicely the way the other ones do. Oh, this is about 12 minutes, so just very quickly, I'll do the same thing in minor. So let's use, I don't know, let's use A minor because it's pretty straightforward. A, B, oh, C, D, E, F. And then let's use G sharp as our leading tone, although you can theoretically use the G natural depending on which minor scale you're using, but that's a whole other topic to talk about right now anyway. Okay, minor. So A, we have A, C, E, minor 1, B, B, D, F. Oh, look at what we've got. We've got 2 diminished. That nasty 2 chord, or that diminished chord, is now on 2 instead. Let's see. Oh, look at that. 3 is actually major. Fancy that. D, D, F, A. That is minor 4. And, oh, let's use that. 5. And then, last but not least, F, A, C. 6 is major. 6 was minor before. Now 6 is major. And then 7 is... Oh, it's a disaster. Okay, it's not a disaster at all. It's 7 diminished again. Or if you use the G natural, you get G, B, and D, which is sort of like, how would I describe it? It's like a flat 7 major chord. Or you can say just 7. No, I'd say flat 7. Anyway, point is, now suddenly your home chord, your home chord is minor. Now your other home chord, your other tonic chord, is now major. So, take a look. Tonic. Oh, what did I do here? Okay, tonic. We have minor 1, major 6. Dominant, we've got 5 and 7 diminished again. We've still got it. Predominant now, we've got minor 4 and we've got 2 diminished. So the weird thing now is that 3 chord, that C, is actually really, really happy to go down there to the F. Oh, sorry, actually on here. And then minor 7, or diminished 7. And then minor 1. Okay, so if you think about it, if you were in the key of F, C would be your 5. So this is just dominant to tonic function in the key of C. And that's my tiny little hint towards secondary function, as in when you're using chords from other keys in your key. But this is the basic to start with. If you're trying to write a song and you have no idea where to start with chords, think about tonic, dominant, and predominant function. And then 3, the odd child out. But yeah, pretty straightforward. Give me a shout if you have any questions. And other than that, if you want to see where we can go with this, I'll see you for my next video in a little bit. All right, bye.